Hello people, and welcome back to part 19. As you can see, I have thrown the radiator back in place. Lost one of the clips. Thought I was being super careful with where I put everything, putting them all into boxes and stuff, but yeah, lost one of the clips, or hose clamps, or whatever you want to call it. It'll turn up somewhere. Bit annoying because I thought I was being super careful, but yeah. Now, I'm not overly happy with the cleanliness of the radiator, but like I was saying in a previous video, I am going to put a cover over there, I think, so I'm not going to lose too much sleep at this stage. Still waiting on my air filter. Jeez, it's been nearly a week and a half now. I've had stuff come from Europe and America quicker than this air filter has come from the other side of town. Yeah, it's pretty crap really. As for my indicators, now I've got the radiator in place, they don't look like they're sticking out so far anymore. Get that fuel pipe out the way. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm still undecided whether I'm going to keep them there or shift them up the front. Yeah, not sure. I also found a little offcut of some carbon fibre, which I thought I might play around with and shape and use as a little insert in here somewhere. Just see what that looks like. Apart from that, I haven't really done a heck of a lot on the bike. Work's been super busy, weather's been rubbish. I've just been getting home at night, lighting the fire, and yeah, just hanging around inside. It's just been pretty miserable and starting early. And yeah, like I say, I've been pretty busy at work, so not much has happened. Might be a bit of a gap between my videos now, until some parts arrive. So anyway, that's where we're up to. I'll find something else to carry on with now. Okay, so here's one thing I can do while I'm waiting. These are the little jobs that I find get left till the last minute, because you forget about them and you tend to rush them and they look like rubbish. This is the obviously the fuel cap, and this is why I'm a bit annoyed I've lost that hose clamp, because this is what I normally do, is I keep all the parts, gasket, screws, everything, all as one part. So what I want to do is sand this down and give it a fresh coat of black paint, or sand it down and leave it as bare alley. I'm not sure yet. I think I'll paint it black. Okay, let's pull it to bits. Okay, so what I think I'll do is I'll this little rubber sealing part here, I think I'm going to wrap all this up in masking tape to protect it, so I don't get any crud in there, and then yeah, just start sanding it back. So you can obviously see the paint's flaked and it's bubbling a little bit here. So I think we'll probably attack it with a wire brush to start with. Okay, so I ended up getting all that paint off, and I've given it like the brushed aluminium look, which I think I'm going to go with. Still a few little scratches in here, so I've got a little bit more to go. So if we just sit that in place. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. I'm also going to pull all this mechanism here to bits and clean it, and lube it up with grease. It was pretty yuck trying to open it, so yeah, we'll give all that a clean. This part here, I don't think I'm going to paint it because you don't really see it. I'm just going to clean it up and gasket back on there and back in the tank. So yeah, that's where we're up to. There we have it. I'll chuck that in a plastic bag and put it somewhere safe. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned in a previous video or not, but I cleaned these two coils up and I've just got them sitting there at the moment. Cleaned all the bolts up, all these little rubber grommets which hold it all steady. Notice I've got two different ones. Got a feeling this is a replacement one here. There was a cover that goes over this. Whether I leave the cover off or not, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, being two odd ones, probably going to throw the cover back on. Now, while I've been on the throne doing some important reading, while I was mucking around with the radiator, just reading through here somewhere, this relay here, which is this relay here, that little switch which brings on the relay for the cooling fan, it does two things. At a certain temperature it brings on the cooling fan, and then if it exceeds that temperature by a certain amount it brings on a warning light. So I may have to rewire this one in somehow. So yes, temperature sensing switch, and then a coolant overheat warning lamp comes on. So I may want this to bring on a warning light somewhere. So yeah, so here we go. Cooling fan cuts in at 103 degrees C, and the cooling overheat warning light cuts in at 111. So we will probably end up using this, I believe. So this here is that cover I was talking about. I've just given it a wipe down. I'll set something like that. Let me know what you think, whether you think it looks better with or without. Yeah, kind of without looks okay. Now these are the four little exhaust clamps. Not sure if I'm going to use these or not, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a clean up. Probably just drop them in a container of brake clean and see what that does. Okay, so before and after. Brake clean didn't work, so I just used some wet and dry sandpaper and some watery cleaning stuff, and yeah. Let's do the rest of them. So whether we use these clamps or not sure, but they're not perfect. They're certainly better than what they were. Okay, I've just sat this battery tray in there on these little standoffs. It's just kind of sitting there at the moment, and I've just mounted this is the stock rear brake reservoir. I was just looking how I would route the cable, the hose. This wouldn't be the hose I'd use, obviously it'd be a thicker one than that. I'm sure it would be okay to go down and then back up again. I'm sure if the level's up here it's still going to have enough feed in it. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know. So yeah, these aren't the standoffs I'm going to use, it's just some stuff I've found lying around. So yeah, sort of just kind of a test fit. Okie doke, well I shall leave part 19 at that for now. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Not overly exciting, but it's one of those videos where all those little jobs, they need to be done, and if you don't do them they all come to the end and you're rushing around at the end trying to get them all done. So yeah, see you in the next one.